Hey, it's Brenda Sue in the Messy Workshop, and today we're going to talk about a product that's new to me anyway, called Gilder's paste. It's made by a company by the name of Baroque Art. It's kind of like shoe polish, really, in consistency, but what it'll do to your brass pieces is incredible. You're going to want to do this. You're going to want a complement of colors of Gilder's paste. You're going to want to work with this product. It's awesome. So come on over here and I'll show you what I like about the product, what I figured out so far, a few things I don't like, and your options. Okay, so here we are with the Baroque Art Gilder's paste and what you can do with it. I have some of my favorite colors here in front of me. I have German silver, I have silver, patina, verdigris, African bronze, pinotage. This is a unique color, and antique gold. I have 8 colors on the website so far. We're going to add to them. If you have favorites because you've worked with this stuff before, do let me know, and we will do what we can to get it on as fast as we can. But as you see here, we've got a few pieces that I did just a little bit ago. This is pinotage right here over this raw brass wing. It's a beautiful reddish color. This is patina over raw brass. So I'm going to kind of show you how I do it. Basically, now I do have to say this is one of the things I don't like about it. I do like this packaging, which is rather like a can of shoe polish. And as you see, it's got the consistency of shoe polish. So if you've ever polished a pair of shoes, you know how to work with this stuff already. I'll tell you that. You've got a technique already. Now this is the new packaging on this pinotage. When you get it, it's got a band of this sticky, tacky tape around it. It's a pain in the neck to get off, and I am going to give the company a little input on that. I wish maybe they can't use this anymore. It's the same amount in here as in here. So if you buy one from me and you get one in this packaging, hooray for you. If not, you're going to deal with this tacky tape. It's worth it. What can I say? This is pinotage. This deep, rich, rusty red. Beautiful, beautiful color. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to apply the Gilder's paste on this wing. Very simple. I've got a rag. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of stuff. Got a rag. Just take a little bit on here, just like, you know, you're going to polish shoes. Get a little bit on there. That's probably a little much. And now we're just going to wipe in a circular motion. Just wipe this out. Okay, now this is not dry yet, so if I keep rubbing and burnishing on it, it's going to come right back off, which that's good if you've put too much on and don't like it, but if not. Now you've got to leave this set for a while. Set aside. Oops, there it goes flying. The blackening on this wing is Cresseline oil, just in case you ever get raw brass stampings and it has this on. You can get it off with a sunshine rag. It just comes from the tooling and it's not a defect. So there's your little tip for the day. To do the pinotage, I'm going to do the pinotage for you. Okay? So you get a little bit. And less is more. I mean, this is going to last you a long, long time. If you were to buy all the colors I carry, or all the colors in the line, which there are quite a few, and I do have them here and I'm playing with them. There you go. See, I've got it on, but it's a bit too much, so I'm just going to wipe. Keep wiping. See how it comes up, comes up, comes up, comes up? Isn't that lovely? Don't you love it? Now, on this case, I'm probably going to want to put it on the back too. So just kind of rub it in, and it's just so lovely. Lovely. I can't talk today. It just so beautifully covers it. I wanted to do the Definitors Gilder's paste video, and I can see already we're not getting there, but we will in time. I may redo it eventually. There's going to be so much come up with this stuff. Now, something I've noticed too that's a little bit hard is when you do filigree, if it's raw and you haven't painted it first, you're going to have to be sure you degrease it. First of all, you may want to buff it up with a little bit of sandpaper, give it a little tooth so it'll take, because some of the colors are just more intense than others. Now we're going to try this together. I really don't know how this is going to come out, but I do know if I put this down on here and just scrub on it, yeah, it is taking it, but it does a little better if you hold it up off of your absorbent surface. But here's what I'm getting. Now, if I was to let this dry, I could go over it in places and highlight it with maybe some of the African bronze, which is a rich, rich gold with an olive base. And then what's hard too is getting the back. So I'm thinking on your filigree, you might want to base coat them with some acrylic paint first, or spray paint, which would be faster. But see how it just, because it's rough, it kind of causes your rag to ball up and so forth. But I mean, it's not impossible, and it's not a bad product at all because it does this. This is just the nature of the beast. That's why I'm here, is to tell you pro con, you know, that kind of thing. But you see, I did get some color on there. And then I would have to set this aside for a while before I worked with it again and put another color. But you can actually blend these colors too. Like I could take some of this, like on a little scraper thing, and put it with some of this beautiful antique gold. I'll show you what that looks like. Isn't that rich? I could mix these together, and I could get some kind of a really cool color. I wish I had something here that I could do it on real quick. No, I don't. Well, you know what? We'll do it next week. How's that? We'll have a date for next week, you and me. And we'll do it next week. But you can mix this stuff. You can thin it with paint thinner. Don't use water. You got to use paint thinner. But the good news is I can get my hands clean with soap and water with this. I don't have to use paint thinner to get it off my hands, which I like that idea. I don't really want to put paint thinner on my hands. But anyway, here's what the silver looks like. So you press here, just like a shoe polish can. Nice, rich silver. This is the German silver, which I'm nuts about. They tell me this is one of their best sellers. It's like a silver and a gold mixed together. It is awesome. It's like the old German nickel silver, and with a patina or something. Awesome, awesome. Verdigris is almost a green black. Forest, deep, deep, deep forest green black. And here's a piece I did with Verdigris. I did a little bit of German silver over the top of this. And then I did some verdigris over the top. So verdigris is very good for bringing out detail, but I'm noticing it doesn't pick up as well as, say, the pinotage did on filigree anyway. Now this isn't quite dry. You have to let it dry for like 10 minutes or so before you start messing around and applying other colors to it. Some other pieces that I did I want to show you. For example, now this is a piece that was painted and then ice resined, just flat painted ice resined. Okay, this is a piece that has been painted but nothing done to it yet. This is a piece that was painted and then we used antique gold Gilder's paste over top of it. And then the sheen is diamond glaze. And I found out that the diamond glaze works very nicely on here. It's not as luminous, not as deep a finish as the ice. Not as hard, but it's good, and it dries faster. So it was really, really easy to apply. But just to show you what this is going to look like over paint, I'm going to pop open my antique gold. Press here, it says. Okay. I'm going to pop open my antique gold, and I'm just going to put a little bit. Less is more. And then I'm going to put it on top of here. Look at this. Is that not awesome? This stuff, and it lets that green come through, you know, a little bit. Just put it where you want it. Is this beautiful or what? Do you see the possibilities here? Man, I am going to have such a blast with this stuff. I'm nuts about it. Then over top of this, I would just squirt a little blob of diamond glaze on each leaf. And then just pull it out with a craft stick, one of these things. Just put a blob and just kind of pull it out with a craft stick, or a sponge, whatever you like. And leave it go, and in the morning when you come back, it's going to look like this. Now, if you didn't want to do that, you could seal this with some matte spray varnish, if you wanted to. Or you could probably leave it alone, except I would worry a little bit that this acrylic paint underneath might chip if you don't seal it, because it's just not strong enough. But the Gilder's paste by itself will cure on its own, and you don't necessarily always have to seal it. But that's something we're going to have to play around with and find out more about as we go along. And I'm not sure if you can seal it with Renaissance wax or not. I'm kind of thinking once it's cured, yeah, and that would probably be a real good way to go, but that's going to be another video. Here's something else I want to show you. Here's cuffs. These cuffs were painted, and then I did an accent layer of gold and copper Gilder's paste over these. Are these awesome or what? I mean, I have great plating on my site. I'll be the first to say I'm not a bit shy about saying that. But when you can buy raw brass and do this to it, why wouldn't you? And this took very little time. And you could make it totally your own with acrylic paint and Gilder's paste. Sometimes maybe you could prime it with a little bit of ivory base spray paint first to give it a little tooth, or sandpaper it first or whatever. But this is just incredible. This is, oh, do you remember the gunmetal video a few weeks ago where we took this piece and then we made it gunmetal? Well, I took the gunmetal piece and I did antique gold of the Gilder's paste over this, and then I diamond glazed it. Isn't it gorgeous? Sure looks different than that now, doesn't it? Here's an uke that was once this pewter ox. I did German silver and patina over him just to kind of change it up. Can you see? It's just very subtle. Just change up the appearance of plating. It goes really well over plating. It works super over plating. Here's the gunmetal filigree from the gunmetal video, and I took and I did a little bit of silver wash over it, and then I spray varnished it to finish it, to seal it. There you go. Here's one I did with some gold over it, over the paint. Here is a raw brass finding that I've used for my Secret Love locket, because it has the deep well in the back that you can resin and put stuff in there. Okay, well here it is in raw brass with silver over it. Just silver, buffed out over it, and then diamond glaze. Now you will find that you're going to do much better on a piece like this that has some texture and tooth than, say, a flat piece. A real flat piece like this is rose ox, but if you had this in raw, you'd have a devil of a time getting it to take it. It just doesn't like to take flat pieces. You can get it. It's better if you paint it first and then went over it, and then it'd probably take it, but it's hard to do. Here is a pair of wing findings that I did. I painted them with some Lumiere paints, and then I went over them with the African gold, and then I diamond glazed them, so they're ready to be made in earrings now. Here's another pair. These were teal first, and then I did pinotage antique over top. So that was awesome, and it worked out really well. So here's something else you can do. These are awesome. These were gingerbread brass filigree, which are the darkened brass, which you can do that yourself, you know. I've shown you the videos on how to darken the brass and make your own gingerbread. I took a little bit of this stuff and tinged it up, and so now they have some color. Is that awesome or what? This will be such a unique look for you. So I hope you will try some of this Gilder's paste. I will be back to speak of it more and show you more of the things that I've learned and how to use it, but it's simple to use. I do have an information guide that will go out with all orders. It's going to help you a lot and show you some projects that they did inside. So enjoy it, try it out, and let me know how it goes. I'm here to help if you need me. Always feel free to contact me.